to engage in some humiliating Kirsty. I mean, pregnant stories. Celebrating, yes.
Celebrating me.
That's right. We're going to celebrate Kirsty with stories and so forth.
Kirsty should be in the centre front.
Yes. So we can see.
One more. You better move someone can sit there.
So, my name's Ian, for those of you who don't know me. Kirsty has asked me to sort of guide us through this part of the evening, to just sort of MC it. I find that to be a very great honour. Thank you, Kirsty, to be asked to do this. I assume it's because they want me to set a good example and keep things polite and respectful.
You can't say any naughty words because you're a minister.
That's right, exactly. So we'll see about that. So there will be the opportunity, as you have been invited, to share a story, perhaps even a limerick, if you've been creative in that way, about Kirsty. And so we'll open the floor in a moment. So if you've got something, or if you've got something just stewing in your mind that you think you might share, just gather your thoughts and you'll have an opportunity in a moment. So, I'm the minister here at this church. I don't know if I said that, and the crack about keeping things polite and respectful might have been lost on you, but I'm the minister here at the church, and so I've known Kirsty for the years that I've been here. And Kirsty and I actually run the youth group here at the church together every week. I'm Kirsty's right-hand man as we lead our youth group. And look, that's really lovely because I know there are quite a few people here tonight that Kirsty knows through the youth groups of old. And not that old. Yeah, think again, you know how old she is. So how appropriate that Kirsty would be giving back by helping to run the youth group here at this church. And we lead that together every week on a Thursday night. Now, I've noticed that the families involved in this church, on average, have more male children than female children. Kirsty being the prime example. Yeah, poor old Katrin there, amongst all those boys, knows how Kirsty feels at youth group on Thursday nights. At the moment, she's the only female in our youth group. That didn't always used to be the case, but there's always been a majority of males. It's always had a fairly male energy, our Thursday night youth group, which means, you know, it's fairly boisterous, competitive, occasionally violent. The room that we're privileged to have, especially for ourselves, smells pretty bad, doesn't it? And it's really filthy. It's real boy energy. There's a fair bit of pyromania goes on. You know, I confess I encourage that. I'm a bit of a pyromaniac myself, but you get the idea. It's very male in its energy there. So Kirsty's the only female, and what I'd like to tell you about is what happened last Thursday night. This is a really contemporary story to get us started. I'm hoping and expecting that we're going to hear stories about Kirsty from long ago, so I thought we'd start right in the present and work our way back. Last Thursday night, we gathered with our group to discuss possible activities for the term. And in the midst of this discussion, I vagued out for a moment, so I don't recall, I don't know how it was that the conversation got around to yak penises. As I indicated, very male energy. It's the kind of thing that might come up when boys are talking. It may have been related to the suggestion that we have a Bear Grylls night. I don't know if you watch Man vs. Wild. I actually haven't ever seen the show, but it's very popular with certain members of the group. Parents present here with us, you know who you are. And they were explaining to me that it's really just got to do with drinking your own urine and eating unusual and revolting animals like skunks. So somehow out of this discussion, yak penises became the subject of the conversation.
I brought it up actually.
permission, Kirsty. I had a feeling that might be the case, but I didn't want to, yeah. So, now, Kirsty, by the time I tuned back in, Kirsty was running with this subject of yak penises with great gusto, and clearly since she brought it up. Now, I tell you, it's usually hard to get the boys at youth group to listen when you need to tell them something during youth group on a Thursday. Now, I struggle with this, and I know Kirsty does too. But last Thursday night, as Kirsty glibly described the way she would go about severing a yak's penis, she had the horrified and rapt and completely undivided attention of every male in the room, myself included. It was a chilling moment at our Thursday night youth group. Kirsty, Sigmund Freud would have been proud of you. My iPad just shut itself down. And of course, I think we both learned a lesson there that night about...
I know how to push their button.
That's right. We know how to get the attention of boys now. Unfortunately, we'll never really be able to...
You can't turn them off.
That's right. So, Kirsty, thank you for helping to give a new generation memorable experiences at youth group. Traumatic experiences maybe, but memorable.
Their parents may not be too thrilled to know about it.
That's right, there's probably the last we'll see of some of those boys. But thank you, and I do want to say with you know great seriousness how much we appreciate your your contribution to the leadership of that group. It's a really great gift. So, there's a little story to get us going, a little something that reflects on Kirsty's character. Anybody else like to share anything? Have we got any story? Who wants to get us started? I should say, we have a number of contributions from people who weren't able to be here tonight. So, I will read things from members of Kirsty's family and other such things. But anybody got anything they'd like to share? Well, why don't we start? Oh yes. Yep. Good on you, Nick.
There we go. Oh, no, get in front of the camera. Sorry.
Thanks very much, Ian. When we started to hear the band playing there, I thought, oh God, I knew this would happen. There'd be a hotshot group of musicians who know exactly what they're doing. We do not know what we are doing. I've got a little guitar over there that's out of tune with every other guitar, but it's in tune with itself. You know what I mean? I've never heard it officially tuned, so we'll grab that in a moment. Our Libby, our youngest daughter, is a very keen fan of Paul Kelly. Apologies to Paul Kelly. We really are sorry, Paul, what we're about to do to one of your most famous songs from Little Things, Big Things Grow, because not a big lady, but enormous things have grown from Kirsty. So apologies to Paul Kelly, apologies to Kirsty. You've got to sing along, otherwise you will hear me, and you will hear Susie. It's not too bad, but you do not want to hear me. So please, when you start to pick it up a bit, yeah, the lights, okay. I need my glasses.
How many? You've got 50 verses on this.
One page only, as Winston Churchill said, put it all on one page. Who is where? There he is. I knew he was in the room somewhere. Wasn't that a great idea? So share, I think I did 40 or something.
Do you want to read a limerick?
Yeah, please. Yeah. You better do that now.
Okay, we'll have a limerick while the words are going around. There was a sweet lady called Kirsty who feared fun really ended at 50. But much older friends said, long before you are dead, it's just faster and even more risky. And that was congratulations, God bless, and fond love from Laura and Russ McKinnon in Gippsland. Yeah, another one. Oh, right. There once was a young lady called Kirsty who for knowledge and life was so thirsty. In marriage to Ian she did win, had her family, including those gorgeous twins, and you know, she hardly looks over 30. That's from Kirsty. No, it's from Nikki, who calls herself Kirsty's symbiotic sister.
Bless you, Nikki.
I just read it. There once was a woman called Kirsty who always seemed to be thirsty. Water and milk were of no use, neither was tea, coffee or juice. The only thing that worked on her tum was large quantities of rum. That's from John Arbuckle, who's out tonight, but he's hoping to call in later. Okay, and we got our last limerick, last written limerick. What do you want to go now?
No, absolutely.
Yeah, all right.
Limericks, please.
This is from Cheryl Beard, Kirsty's younger sister who lives in Vanuatu.
Just
Says,
hold the section.
yep,
Have any jokes, Ian?
shall I dance?
Tell a joke.
Tell a joke and dance.
Leave me standing here alone.
Okay, so her sister Cheryl, her contribution was inspired by the sad fact that the only word that rhymes with Kirsty is thirsty. As a result of this unfortunate lack of rhyming words, Kirsty's common nickname as a child was Thirsty Kirsty, and as I recall, she hated it. So, dear sis, after all these years, I'm finally sending you the consoling words that I should have said at the time. And she has a birthday limerick. There was a young lady called Kirsty. Folks teased her about being thirsty. Said her sister Cheryl, at least you're not feral. Just remember, things always could worse be.